Welcome to my channel. Let's get crafting.
These are the supplies we're going to be using for our DIY today. This plunger from the Dollar Tree. We're going to be using the wooden dowel, some ribbons, some fabric, and the Cricut Joy and iron press that is going to be featured here in this video. Today is an actual collab with the Cricut brand. I'm so excited to show you their new tools. We're going to take that dowel and we're going to cut off the bottom part that has these screwed grooves and the rounded top of the plunger stick, because we want to get to it just being a nice piece of wood. Once you've got that cut off, you're going to get your fabric. Now I decided to use a piece of burlap, and I've got two pieces here, and the sizing is 24 inches by 18 inches. And now I'm going to just take some ribbon from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to just cut that down so I can create little loops at the top so that I can run the dowel through to be able to hang up this DIY that we're doing today. Now we are going to be making a birthday countdown. You all saw me make a countdown a while ago for Valentine's Day, and I thought it would be so fun to do a birthday countdown. Now the trick with using burlap, it will burn you and it will also get stuck to your desk. So I always like putting something underneath it when I'm gluing the two pieces together, and I just go all the way around the edges until it is all glued and everything is nice and cleaned up. Now you can see here that the loops are ready for me to run the dowel through, so that way I can hang it up later on when I finish the look of this project. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take some random fabric that I had. I'm going to be going for a Farmhouse birthday countdown look because I really love that Farmhouse look, and I think it'll make it be more versatile where I can use it all year long for different birthdays and different ages versus just only for my daughter who's 4, because I don't think her brothers would enjoy having a pink birthday countdown. So boy or girl can be able to use this, and I can keep it up all year round in my home whenever we're celebrating someone's birthday for the month. So here I am, I'm just cutting down a bunch of pieces of fabric because I'm going to be creating little pockets. Now the measurement on this, I'm not going to give you the exact measurement on it because I'm going to be folding in the corners, and you'll see why in just a minute, but the overall size is about a 2.5 by almost 4 inches wide. But again, I would say definitely size it out on yours because it depends on the fabric. If you're using a felt fabric, you won't have to curl under the sides like I'm doing here, because this fabric I'm using, I'm doubling it up so the inside of the pocket has the design as well as the outside of the pocket. So like I said, play with your measurements and just have fun with it. But I'm going to be needing 31 pockets, and as you can see here, this is what I was talking about. I'm going to be folding in each side on the 3 sides, leaving the top one exposed, and then I'm going to just simply glue it all down on those 3 sides, leaving the top one open so that it turns into a little pocket. And then I'm going to do that on all 31 pockets so that you can put some little treats inside. And then if you want the pockets to be bigger, obviously you would change the size of the base that you are going to be gluing all your pockets on. That will allow it to be able to have bigger pockets on it. Now I want to say I am the biggest fan of all things Cricut. There is something so magical about being able to load in a piece of paper or a vinyl that will be able to cut out into a design that you will be able to use on your handmade with love DIY craft projects. For years, Cricut has been wowing me personally, and now they have come out with the newest item, which is the Cricut Joy. It was the funniest thing. As I was cutting out my design, my kitty cat Comet just could not help but want to be curious about this machine just as much as I was. He hopped up on my lap and was just checking the whole thing out as it was sliding in and out. I think it's going to be one of those things where he wants to help me DIY every single time I pull it out to use it for projects. So once I had all of my pockets on and I had used the glitter smart vinyl, I cut out the birthday countdown top part that is going to fit right above these pockets. I thought it would look so cute up here, and I loved the idea of using a glitter vinyl. I have never used a glitter vinyl before. This is one of those new things that they have come out with that you can use with their cutting machines, and it is just the cutest thing ever. So right now what I'm doing is I'm weeding off the stuff that I don't want to use for the vinyl, and I'm gonna just be left with the words, which are super cool. Now friends, I have been hearing you say forever that you maybe struggle with handwriting or hand painting like you see me do here on my channel, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to team up with Cricut for this project. So now I want to show you one other tool that they have also come out with. This is the press. Friends, I am in love with this tool. I have been using irons forever whenever I do use iron-ons, and there's steam involved. It's easy to burn yourself, and with the Cricut press, oh, it is the coolest thing ever. You can set the temperature to what you need it to be able to work perfectly with the material so you don't melt maybe a fabric or a design of something like a ribbon. I know that iron sometimes can burn and melt ribbons depending on their materials, but the Cricut press is so cool because you set your timer on it for 30 seconds and it counts down, and all the thinking has been taken out with this tool. It is the coolest thing ever. The Cricut press recommends first you warm up the material, then you iron down your project for the time recommended on the timer, and then you flip it over on the back side to make sure you heat seal in the last of the things. So it is just the coolest thing ever, and when it's done you pull back that little cover that's on it that keeps it from sticking to the actual iron, and you will be able to reveal the coolest design ever.
If you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel every time you click that thumbs up. And if you're new and enjoying what you're seeing, click that subscribe button because I am going to be posting every single day, Monday through Friday, all in the months of June and July for my summer DIY daily.
Now that I have the title part of my countdown done, I'm gonna move on to the numbers for the pockets. This was also cut out on the Cricut Joy, and I just think it is the coolest thing ever. Again, friends, you have been telling me for so long here on my channel that you're not necessarily the strongest with hand painting skills, and if you're not and you happen to have a cutting machine, this is a great option to be able to give it that custom look where you just are having fun making it look personalized and special for your craft projects. Here I am at this point. I cut out all of these little numbers and I'm now going to iron them on, and that way they're going to be sealed onto this white piece of fabric, and I'm going to cut these down and put these on all of the little pockets. So here you can see the timer, it's counting down, it tells you 30 seconds, and then when it's done you pick it up and then you move it to the next spot, you flip it over on the back side just like I'm showing here, and if you pay attention between the different fabrics you can see that there's a different temperature on the cotton fabric versus the burlap. Again, super cool because you can look it up and they'll tell you which heat temperature to be using. Friends, because I'm so excited about this, I have decided to do a giveaway today. Not with the Cricut Joy, but I did want to give away the Cricut press. They have all different sizes, and I'm going to be giving one away to you, my viewers, today. It is the 6x7 Cricut Press 2, and I love this thing just as much as the Cricut Joy. To enter into this giveaway, you need to be subscribed to my channel and leave a comment on this video letting me know that you entered, as well as giving the video a thumbs up. So once I've got those all pressed on, I'm going to go ahead and cut them out so they have cute little numbers that I can just put right onto each pocket. I thought this was so fun and so detailed, and as I was making it, my kids were actually sneaking into my craft room to look at it. And I have a lot of birthdays here in our home in June and July, and so my kids were just talking about how excited they were to be able to have the calendar filled with goodies for them for their birthdays. Okay, at this point I'm just going to decorate each pocket individually because I love that customized look. You actually are going to see Miriam's hand poke in and out here because she is so attracted to my button box. It's so funny. Every time she hears that thing, she runs into my craft room asking if she can pick out a button. So I'm just adding on some little flowers, little bits of greenery, lots of ribbon of different types, and I'm just having fun with this design element of these pockets, and then layering on all of the numbers. Now, what I thought was really fun was I just bundled up a whole bunch of ribbon, this black skinny ribbon, And you can see it over there on number 19 where I put a button right on top of it, and it just looks so cute, all bundled up like that, like a big messy bow. And then on some I just did little strips like you can see here, added lots of buttons, and just so many cute little details, playing with it and having fun. Now my button collection I've had for a while, but I also found out that the Dollar Tree carries buttons too. So if you're there, look in their craft section, they have some buttons too. So one of the other pockets I wanted to just show really quick, I did a little ruffle on the top part of it, and then I added a button. I just thought this was so cute to add a little texture. Again, have fun with it. Okay, one more new product I wanted to share from the Dollar Tree as well. They have this wire jute cord now there. I just found this week. It is the coolest thing ever because the wire allows you to bend it and mold it, and it does cool stuff. And when you're all done, add in your treats and hang it up to enjoy for your birthday loved one. The Cricut Joy is the perfect tool to quickly and easily personalize anything with one cut and one color in 15 minutes or less. It is so fun and functional and so simple to use once you learn how to load and design. The Cricut Joy is the cutest, smallest cutting machine ever. I personally can't believe how itty bitty it is compared to the original machine, and it fits within my two hands so easily. It fits in a cubby and it looks so great out on a counter. Cricut Joy packs away easily and sets up instantly, making it super easy to move from room to room, and it syncs up to your desktop and your cell phone with the app, which is beyond neat. This will allow you to take it to your crafter Saturdays with friends, and the Joy uses Cricut Smart Materials, which is different from the other vinyl and paper that people would normally use with the old cutting machines. The Cricut Smart Materials are designed to work with the Cricut Joy, and the materials are designed to work without a cutting mat, which is just so amazing, and there's less to buy and less to transport.
Cricut, thank you so much for partnering up with me on this video. I have enjoyed being able to DIY with these supplies. Your tools are high quality and just such great things to be able to have in my craft room.
Our next project is going to be using this door sign from the Dollar Tree, some chalk paint, and then another cut out vinyl piece that we're going to be customizing into, you guessed it, another birthday themed DIY. Friends, I thought this birthday theme would be so fun and different, and all of them have a farmhouse flair to them, just like you know I love here on my channel for that style in my home. So what I decided to do was pull away that front layer that we all struggle with. I peeled away all the paper first, and then I realized that if you lightly dampen the surface, it all comes off almost completely. So here I am with it being done, and now I'm going to add on my chalk paint. This DIY is a super simple one. You know that I love doing a more complicated, a more medium challenged one, and then one that is really easy that anybody can do. But a real quick tip I wanted to share, whenever I'm working with paintbrushes and I know I need to paint the other side, I just wrap it up with a wipey, so that way the moisture stays in there and my paintbrush doesn't dry out. It works so well. I recommend using wipies in your craft room. Leave a comment down below to let me know if you use wipies in your craft room as much as I do. I love them so much. Once I had the paint all dried on my door sign, I'm going to go ahead and take my vinyl that I cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and just rub that on to my sign. Now, one of the things that is an important thing to remember when you're working with vinyl is you want to make sure that you press all the air bubbles out on your transfer tape. So you can see I'm rubbing right up next to the letter to make sure I get all those air bubbles out, and I'm pulling them off. And if you're wondering why the Y was cut away from the word only, was because I wanted to bring the Y closer to the L. I do that sometimes when I feel like the spacing's just a little bit off, because when you cut out the word, it just cuts it out. So I just cut away the letter and then I just move it over some. So here I am, I've got only and days, because the middle part is going to be used to use chalk to write down the days left to the person's birthday when you hang this on their door to celebrate them. So now I'm going to add a bow and some cute boxwood and hang it up on a door.
Don't forget, if you aren't following me over on Instagram, go over there and say hi to me. I love peeking inside of all of your craft rooms and being able to see what you're up to. So please do come by and say hi to me. And if you like a home cleaning channel with lots of motivation within your home, go on over to my Heidi Sonboul home channel and click the subscribe button. I always take my DIYs here from my channel where I DIY them, and then I put them within my home, and you get to see where I decorate them all around the spaces of my home.
For our next project, I'm going to be using this piece of wood that is 24 inches long, some of these jump ring chains that I picked up from Joann's with a coupon, and then these wooden hearts as well as Joann's. And I need a lot of them because they are all going to have different birthdays from my family members. We have a lot of family members, and I'm now going to just take my sandpaper. I'm going to sand down those edges a little bit, and I took it outside and spray painted it a really pretty forest green color, which is my mom's favorite color. I've decided to make this DIY for my mom because my mom and dad are getting ready to celebrate their anniversary, and I thought that this would be so cool for her to have in her home. She has had a calendar on her refrigerator for years, and she always has to flip back and forth trying to see whose birthday is when. And because we have so many family members, I thought this would be so cool so that visually she could see all of these little hearts hanging down. Now, I'm sure you've seen one of these before, but I wanted to show you how cute it is to make one and to bring it into your home and to have an updated farmhouse look to it. So here I am. You saw me prepping the vinyl and putting it to the side, and now I'm just putting on the hooks. This big Cricut mat, I actually have had this for a while. I love this thing because whenever I use it, I can space out things that I need. So you can see that I have 24 inches long, which is the same size as the mat. I drilled in my first hook to make sure that I got the spacing right, and now I'm going to use a piece of painter's tape, and I'm just going to go along that to make my drill hole guideline because I don't want them to be crooked. I think that would just be the funniest thing if these were crooked. So I'm drilling my hole really quick, not going all the way through the board, and I'm just going to make that so that when I go to screw these in, it's not going to kill my hand, because if you all remember, last month I hurt my thumb really bad and it's still healing. I'm actually using the hand that I hurt to screw these in, and after about 5 minutes of doing this, I actually called my husband over to help me with the last of those hooks because my thumb started hurting again. I tell you, turning 40, things start breaking on you. Okay, so at this point you're going to see here that I'm pushing out all those air bubbles, and see what happens right there on that M. When I didn't push the air bubble out, it wanted to pull it up. So the trick is make sure you're pushing those air bubbles out and pressing down your vinyl, and it is just the coolest thing to be able to cut this on the go with that Cricut Joy like I talked about earlier, and then be able to customize. So if you don't feel comfortable with your handwriting or painting with paint and a small paintbrush, this is the coolest opportunity. The other thing is it cuts the tiniest fonts like you saw me doing there for the months. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take another piece of wood and take those tiny hearts and drill holes. Because we had so many family members, I'm not gonna lie friends, this took me a while to do because I wanted to make sure that I was drilling them properly. And then once that was done, I went ahead and opened up all of those jump rings so that way I can connect all the hearts together. Get ready, this project is starting to come together and it is just going to be the cutest thing ever. So I painted all of the hearts white on the front and the back, and now at this point I'm adding on all of the birthdays for each month. The front side has their name and the back side has their birth date, so that my mom and my dad, when they're walking around in their house, if they want to go and see whose birthday it is that month, they can just see it right away and be able to just flip it over and check the date and then flip it back and know all the birthdays at first sight that are going on for that month of June or July. So at this point I'm just chaining them all together, making sure they fit on there nicely, and just keep going until you get all the birthdays done for your family. And then I used this hack before. I like to use the opener little tab on a soda can for hang-up hooks. I just use a washer and a screw and it holds up perfectly on the back side. So if you don't have any hang-up hooks, just go get a soda can, have a little special treat while you're working on your crafts, and take the little tabs for being able to hang up your sign. Now I'm going to add some boxwood in the middle to give it that farmhouse flair that you all know that I love so much here. And I'm going to use a staple gun to help support and make sure that stays on there, because I'm just worried that over time it could fall off and I don't want my mom to have to deal with needing to fix it later. So I'm just adding on some cute boxwood right in the middle. I felt like that spot was perfect for it. And then to add a little more farmhouse flair, I'm going to also add in a cute black and white buffalo check bow. And I just did a simple double bow loop on it. I have a bow tutorial video. I will link that down below and at the end of this video so you can check that out. But I'm just going to add my cute little bow to it. And here you can see all of those birthdays that are hooked on to their proper month.
I hope you enjoyed these birthday themed DIYs and you will give them a try. I love birthdays. I love making my family members feel special on that day to remember them and their life. Leave a comment down below to let me know which one was your favorite, or if you love them all and if you'll try any of them. And until the next episode, bye friends.